Here are top 5 scandals in cricket. Number 5. The tragic death of Bob Woolmer. Kingston, Jamaica. The morning after St. Patrick's Day. Pakistan had just suffered their most humiliating World Cup defeat, knocked out by Ireland. But what followed would shake cricket to its core. Bob Woolmer, Pakistan's coach, had watched his team crumble. His last public appearance, a press conference where he called it the lowest point of my career. Hours later, in room 374 of the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, something went terribly wrong. At 10:45 a.m., housekeeping found Bob Woolmer unconscious in his bathroom. Bob Woolmer wasn't just any coach. He was cricket's innovator, former England player, South Africa's revolutionary coach, pioneer of computer analysis in cricket, author of Art and Science of Cricket. Initially thought to be natural causes, the case took a sinister turn. Jamaica's deputy commissioner announced Bob Woolmer was murdered. The cricket world exploded with theories. Match-fixing connections, betting mafia involvement, team performance disputes. Every theory darker than the last. The Pakistan team, already devastated by their World Cup exit, now found themselves under scrutiny. Players fingerprinted, DNA samples taken, rooms searched. For 3 months, cricket held its breath. 3 pathologists, multiple toxicology reports, hundreds of interviews. The world's media camped in Kingston. Then, on 12th June, a dramatic U-turn. Jamaica's authorities concluded natural causes. Bob Woolmer had died of heart failure, possibly complicated by diabetes. But the damage was done. The 3-month murder investigation had exposed cricket's paranoia about fixing, its fear of the betting underworld, and its vulnerability. Bob Woolmer deserved better. A brilliant coach, an innovative mind, reduced to headlines about murder and match fixing. His real legacy was his contribution to cricket's evolution. Today, team hotels have enhanced security. Player and staff safety protocols are stricter. But the shadow of room 374 remains, a reminder that cricket's demons aren't always on the field. Number 4. IPL spot-fixing scandal. The Indian Premier League, cricket's golden goose. Money, glamour, and cricket's biggest stars. But in 2013, the glitter would fade, revealing a dark underbelly of corruption that would shake Indian cricket to its core. Delhi Police's special cell makes a stunning arrest as Sreesanth, India's World Cup hero, caught in a Mumbai hotel. 2 other Rajasthan Royals players, Ankit Chavan and Ajit Chandila, also in custody. The evidence was damning. Specific overs bowled exactly as promised to bookies. A towel tucked in before the over, stretching exercises as signals. Predetermined number of runs, each signal worth lakhs of rupees. Then came the earthquake. Gurunath Mayappan, the Prince of Chennai cricket, team principal of Chennai Super Kings, son-in-law of N. Srinivasan, BCCI's most powerful man. Mumbai Police's investigation revealed a web of deceit, direct links with notorious bookies. Team strategies sold to betting syndicates. Inside information traded for money, betting against his own team. Network of burner phones. Phone records exposed everything. Constant communication with Vindu Dara Singh, the bookie actor who became the middleman. Team selections, pitch information, everything had a price. But the story was about to get darker. Raj Kundra, the flamboyant co-owner of Rajasthan Royals, a man who owned the team but bet against it. The evidence mounted. Regular meetings with bookies in luxury hotels. Using insider information. International money trail. Attempts to influence team decisions. By 2021, Kundra's empire would crumble completely. Mumbai police arrested him in a shocking pornography case. The IPL betting money had funded a darker enterprise. Illegal porn production network. International money laundering. Apps and websites for distribution. Properties worth crores seized. The Supreme Court had seen enough. Justice Mudgal Committee formed. Their findings were explosive. Widespread betting and fixing. Conflict of interest at highest levels. Deep-rooted corruption in BCCI. Enter Justice Lodha Committee. Their reforms would change Indian cricket forever. Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals, 2-year suspension. Complete overhaul of BCCI structure. New ownership rules. Strict anti-corruption protocols. The human cost was staggering. Sreesanth, life ban, later reduced. Careers destroyed overnight. Reputations shattered. Trust broken beyond repair. Today's IPL is different. Anti-corruption officer with each team. Player phones restricted. Access to team hotels monitored. Every suspicious bet tracked. Background checks on owners and officials. The IPL survived, but at what cost? The scandal exposed how India's biggest sporting event had become a magnet for cricket's biggest sinners. From match fixing to money laundering, from betting to broader crimes, cricket had seen it all. 2013 wasn't just about cricket. It was about money, power, and greed. It showed how the gentleman's game could be corrupted by the very people meant to protect it. The glitter returned, but the innocence was lost forever. Number 3. Pakistan spot fixing scandal. Lord's Cricket Ground, cricket's holy temple. But on 29 August 2010, this sacred space would witness one of sport's most calculated betrayals. An undercover reporter films Mazhar Majid, a cricket agent, counting £150,000 in cash. His promise? Pakistani bowlers would deliver specific no-balls at precise moments. Like clockwork, it happened. Mohammad Amir and Mohammad Asif bowled exactly as promised. The massive front foot no-balls were too obvious to ignore. But this wasn't Pakistan's first dance with fixing. The shadows had been there. 1994, Salim Malik accused of offering bribes. 1998, Justice Qayyum's investigation implicated multiple players. 2000, Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis questioned. Each time, cricket's reputation took a hit. But this time was different. Scotland Yard moved in. Team hotel rooms raided. Mobile phones seized. Captain Salman Butt, the mastermind, caught in his own web of deceit. For the first time, cricketers faced not just bans, but prison. Salman Butt, 30 months. Mohammad Asif, 12 months. Mohammad Amir, 6 months. Mazhar Majid, 32 months. The tragedy of Mohammad Amir hit hardest. Just 18, world cricket's brightest talent, led astray by his captain. His tears in court spoke volumes. Pakistan cricket was in shambles. Sponsors pulled out. Tours cancelled. A cricket-loving nation betrayed by its heroes. 5 years later, Mohammad Amir returned, a changed man. His story became both a warning and a tale of redemption. The case revolutionized cricket's fight against corruption. Enhanced player monitoring. Strict phone restrictions. Mandatory anti-corruption training and whistleblower hotlines. Today, Pakistan cricket fights to rebuild trust. Every no-ball scrutinized, every unusual play questioned. The scars of 2010 run deep. Lord's 2010 wasn't just about 3 no-balls. It was about cricket's soul, about trust betrayed, and the long road to redemption. Number 2. Sandpaper Gate Scandal. Cape Town, 24th March 2018. A sunny afternoon at Newlands that would forever change cricket history. The cameras caught it all. Australian fielder Cameron Bancroft, nervously reaching into his pocket, then tampering with the cricket ball. What followed would shake Australian cricket to its core. Within minutes, the footage was everywhere. Bancroft, caught red-handed, attempting to hide a yellow object in his trousers. The cricket world watched in disbelief. Commentator, wait, what's he doing with the ball? Are we seeing what we think we are seeing? That evening, Captain Steve Smith and Bancroft faced the media. Their explanation? It was just yellow tape with dirt. But the truth was far worse. The leadership group knew about it. We spoke about it at lunch. The revelation stunned the sports world. This wasn't a moment of madness. This was planned cheating by Australia's leadership group. The weapon of choice? Not tape, sandpaper. In Australia, the public was outraged. Their cricket team, their heroes, had deliberately cheated. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull voiced the nation's anger. The images were heartbreaking. Steve Smith, former captain, broken down at Sydney Airport. David Warner, vice-captain, sheltering his family from media chaos. Cameron Bancroft, the junior player, alone and devastated. The punishment was swift and severe. Smith and Warner, 12-month bans, bankrupt. 9 months, millions lost in sponsorship, leadership positions stripped and global cricket embarrassment. Coach Darren Lehman, though not directly involved, resigned in tears. Australian cricket hit rock bottom. From the ashes rose a new era. Tim Paine took over as captain, tasked with rebuilding not just a team, but a nation's trust. The scandal forced Australian cricket to soul search. Elite honesty became the new mantra. The win at all costs culture was dead. 1 year later, Smith and Warner returned, humbled, changed men. Their road to redemption became cricket's lesson in second chances. Today, every cricket ball is scrutinized, every suspicious action questioned. Sandpaper Gate wasn't just about ball tampering, it was about cricket's soul. Cricket Australia's darkest day became its greatest teacher. Number 1. The Hansie Cronje match-fixing scandal. He was cricket's golden boy. South African captain Hansie Cronje, talented, charismatic, and deeply religious. But in April 2000, Delhi police would uncover a truth that would stun the world. A shocking discovery in organized crime investigation, what started as a routine phone tap investigating organized crime, led to an accidental discovery. The voice on the line was unmistakable, Hansie Cronje, discussing match details with an Indian bookie named Sanjeev Chawla. Police Commissioner, we have clear evidence of match fixing. The conversations mentioned specific runs, specific players.
In one of these conversations, he asked me what I thought would be a good score in one of the matches. I gave him a more or less figure.
The mastermind behind it all was Mukesh Gupta, known as MK in betting circles. Through him, Cronje met another fixer, Sanjeev Chawla, dubbed the Angel for his ability to corrupt even cricket's biggest names.
Did you also arrange to meet him in Bloemfontein at one stage to discuss getting your ducks in a row, so to speak, for the commission?
I must admit, I got a huge fright when this whole thing broke.
The Delhi police investigation revealed a complex web. Over $100,000 in payments, multiple fixed matches, international betting syndicates, and corrupt players across countries. Under pressure, Cronje confessed.
He gave me a sum of 3,000 Rand for that.
He had taken money from Indian bookmakers since 1996. Even offered his teammates cash to underperform. Every match came under scrutiny. The notorious Centurion Test against England, forfeited for money. ODIs manipulated for betting syndicates. Delhi police's breakthrough led to global investigations. Cricket would never be the same. The scandal forced cricket to transform. New anti-corruption units, stricter monitoring, player education, ban for life. Cronje died in a plane crash in 2002. But the case remained open. 20 years later, the Angel, Sanjeev Chawla, was finally extradited to India.
Bookie accused in a match-fixing scandal has been extradited and brought to India nearly 20 years after the case was filed in 2000.
Delhi police's investigation had come full circle. Today, every suspicious call, every unusual bet is tracked. A reminder that cricket's biggest scandal began with one intercepted phone call in Delhi. Cricket's darkest hour became its greatest lesson.